There we go. Greetings, everyone. Greetings. I'm doing this live. I know it's late, but I really wanted to get this out before the week officially ends. And so I know it's late, like I said, and I'm just keeping my commitments to being more visible, although I have my camera turned off, but being more visible here on YouTube, being more present, sharing more content. So, my prayer is that this reaches you all, if not tonight, in the morning. It'll come across your algorithm and you'll be able to tune in and listen. So, if this is your first time here, welcome. Glad you could tune in and listen. Whatever time of day or night you're listening to this, thank you. My name is Khadijah Ali, and I am the founder of Mothers of Exceptional Children, also known as MOEC. I am the mother of an exceptional daughter. And like many mothers in this community, my life changed the day I realized advocacy would become a part of my motherhood journey. My daughter was born at about 41 to 42 weeks. I did not know she had Down syndrome. And so when the pediatrician came in the room and announced to my husband and I that he noticed some things, we were beyond shocked. And the only thing that I knew about Down syndrome was a show that I had seen called Life Goes On. So I got thrust into learning more about the condition and also learning how to advocate for her. And so that has been a huge part of my life since she's been born, our lives, because now I'm teaching her how to speak up and advocate for herself. So I just wanted to share a little bit about MOEC and what we do here and who we help. So at MOEC, we support mothers who are raising exceptional children, and we use the word exceptional children as opposed to special needs. And I'll go into that at another time, but safe to say it's the replacement for using special needs. And how we define that is that those are children with disabilities, developmental differences, or complex needs, because I realize that moms who have children who may not necessarily have cognitive disabilities, they may have maybe mobility issues or complex medical conditions, they also need to be supported. And these are the mothers who coordinate, who, like I said before, are advocates for their children. They can be nurses. Sometimes they know how to change medications and G tubes better than some of the professionals. Um, they're therapists. They know their children's moods and fears and things that they struggle with sometimes before a lot of other people will know. And of course, they're the protectors. But oftentimes, they are also the ones who get forgotten in this process. So I have decided to call this organization, a movement, and a community to remind us and to remind society that the caregiver matters as well. How we arrived at this place, I made a call out to moms to come and write a book with us. And so we decided to write a book called Mothers of Exceptional Children: The Journey, the Joy, and the Plight of Real Advocacy. And we had multiple mothers come together to tell the truth about this life. But I didn't want the mission to stop with just the book. So the movement expanded into self-care advocacy for moms because I realized something important, very important. As a mom, you cannot pour into a child with exceptional needs if you are completely depleted. And I've met so many moms who work tirelessly for their kids and do go above and beyond when it comes to their child, when it comes to their family. But then when it's time for them to take care of themselves, they hesitate or they put themselves on the back burner because they think, I'll do it after I do this or I do these other 20 things. And what happens when you do that? You put everyone else first, and then you look up one day and you're not well. You may not be physically well or emotionally well or spiritually well. And in times like this, when so many mothers are overwhelmed, a lot of times moms are isolated, believe it or not, because they don't have very few friends or very many friends that really understand this walk unless they have a child with exceptional needs. And so they're overwhelmed and they're isolated and they're carrying so much responsibility. And we have to change the conversation. And like I said, caregivers are experiencing higher rates of stress, burnout, a lot of anxiety, and health issues than the general population. There have been studies about this, that caregivers um, sometimes get sick and have health conditions, high blood pressure, diabetes, more than the general population. But then at the same time, we're expected to keep going without rest. And so here at MOEC, we believe something very radical, and that is the mask goes on the mother too. Yeah, you know how when you're on a plane, what do they tell you? When they are explaining in the event of an emergency and the oxygen masks drop down from the ceiling, what do they say? They say, put your mask on first. If you're traveling with a child, put your mask on first. Then you can help the child. So that is what this place is. This is the place where we are taking you off of the back burner. We're putting you to the front unapologetically. And this is the place where we're telling you to put the mask on first. We can't help our children if we don't help ourselves first. So, on March 22nd, which will be not this Sunday coming up, but the following Sunday, we're hosting a virtual gathering called R is for Rest. And I wanted to create this space for moms to pause and breathe and reconnect with themselves. And we're going to talk about rest not as a luxury, not as something we do after we've done all the things for everyone else, but we're going to talk about rest as a necessity, not something you earn after you're exhausted, but something that sustains you. So, if you are a mom raising an exceptional child, or you love or support someone who is, I invite you to join us. And I think I left a link in the description box with the website, but I'll give it to you guys. Or maybe I can actually put it in here. I'm not sure. I'm so new to doing lives. Let's see. Um, let's see. No, I don't know how to do it. It's all good. I'll figure it out. Anyway, the description is in the website is in the description box, but it's www.moecvillage.com, moecvillage.com. And I invite you to come sit with us, come exhale, and just come remember that you, mom, you matter too. And with that, I'm going to end the live. I want to thank you all for coming by and listening to what I have to say. um, and as we always say in our community here, together we thrive and we shine. All right, y'all. Have a good night, and I'll see you on March 22nd.